Now, I know you touched on leadership, but let's even start with professionals, for instance, right? I know individuals make professionals, but these are a different group of people because by implication, they are now resourceful, trying to be provide solution. So what role do you expect them to play for this, for instance, to really come?
So, one of the things I've seen in Nigeria generally is a lot of people are still stuck at the lower base, at the base of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yes, okay.
Now, what I found out is poverty is a stage, not a state.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a state of poverty, it's a stage of poverty. And what I mean by that is a man who is earning 1,000 naira may not necessarily be poor. Because in his mind is not in that. Sorry, poverty is a state, not a stage. Sorry, He's not necessarily in that state mentally. He hasn't eaten, but he will not steal. He hasn't eaten, but he has more dignity, and he would give what it takes, diligence, to get to where he needs to get to. But a man can be earning 1 billion naira and yet to still steal 1 naira. That is truly a poor man. It's not in the absence of cash or the presence of cash. Of course, some cash help. But the real poor man is a man whose state is stuck in give me. And it's not about what do I give back. So I said all this to say our professionals need to understand that the stomach is not the final place. When you have an opportunity to add value in your environment, think beyond your stomach. Think beyond your pockets. That is where real wealth is. Every rich man in the world provides some form of value. And people gather together to make them rich. So our professionals, with all the skills they have, need to think beyond the pockets and the stomach and think a bit higher. It's good to have a fat bank account, but that cannot be the pinnacle of it.
Now, the entrepreneurs, what role do you think they should be playing at this time that the world is focused on Africa?
If I may, I would say the average entrepreneur in Africa is actually doing a great job, funny enough. Because most of the successes we have is riding on the back of the entrepreneurs we have. The average African is enterprising by nature. And when you look at the whole essence of entrepreneurship, it's create value and appropriate wealth. It is the place of leadership to now moderate and enhance what the entrepreneur can and may not be able to do. In our environment, a lot of entrepreneurs are going through things that people in the West can only imagine. And yet, the average African entrepreneur is making it work despite the humongous challenges on their way. So I do agree that we can do more, but I must throw my hat to the average African entrepreneur. There's a lot of challenges that should not even be typical challenges, but they're there all the same.
Talking about the challenges that the average African entrepreneur is going through, what words do you have for the leaders?
I would say for the African leaders, if we cannot help them get out of their way, we should start making life a bit more too difficult for African entrepreneurs, because the truth, the growth, and the success of Africa lies actually in the hands of the entrepreneurs. If you cannot help them to be better, stay out of their way. You don't actually even have to help them. It will be good if you can make it easier for them to do their work. But if you cannot, by all means, get out of the way. Thank you.
But there's a last category of Africans I would like you to talk about, the youths. How do you want them to position themselves in order to grow alongside the Renaissance?
Three things. First is, to the youth, the world has told you you are the solution. You are the future. You are even the now. It's because of the youth of Nigeria that a few years back, the whole world would say negative things about Nigeria. But now, everybody wants to be Nigerian all over the world. Why? The youths, the few youths out there are making us proud. So that's the first thing. For Nigerian youth, we see you and we thank you. Now, the second thing is, for those who have excesses and would like to do the get rich quick and would like to go in the opposite direction because you are disillusioned, or because they feel that people we call leaders are stealing us blind, or they just feel that, why can I not make it quick? I also want to reach out to you to say, can you hang in there and retrace your steps? It's a lot better, because one day you will grow older, and whatever you've done that is negative will catch up with you, whether you realize it or not. So wouldn't it be better you use your youthful days where you have energy to create something lasting? And then to the last set of the youth are those who are despondent, those who feel there's no way out. Truth, the youth has energy, has resource, has resilience, is endowed and imbued with great strength than he or she is even really aware of. It will get better, and you actually are the solution. Thank you.
We finally close talking about ADAH Framework now. In terms of providing solution, how do you see ADAH Framework helping in terms of project planning?
I think that is, we'll probably need another session for that. But I'll just take from the homegrown perspective, the last part of the acronym, which is the H. The ADAH Framework, you already have your project management style, you have the other different frameworks. What we should do is, when we are building projects in Africa, what should undergird the standard framework that we are used to is to inject accountability. We should inject diligence in a measurable way, funny enough. We should inject accuracy in what we expect. We should stop expecting less. And finally, in terms of the homegrown solution, we need to keep looking at what are those unique areas, the peculiarities of our environment, the culture, all the uniqueness that make us a unique set of people. That's where the success, that's where the answer is.
Thank you very much, Mr. Folorunsho Aliu, for pouring out your heart to fellow Africans. However, I have this little counsel to share. To the youths, please employ these change anchors. Use them to help yourselves, use them to help the continent called Africa, use them to help other African youths. To our professionals, entrepreneurs, and most importantly, our leaders, please employ all these change anchors listed by Mr. Folorunsho Aliu as you make decisions, as you make policies that will better the life of fellow Africans. Another point, again, that I would like to raise for you or draw your attention to is the use of ADAH Framework to improve processes. Contact the brilliant minds behind the ADAH Framework to help you improve processes, to help you manage projects that will bring benefit to the common man in Africa. Therefore, at this juncture, I challenge you, go out there and do the needful. Go out there and better the life of the entire African continent.